Okay, Spurti, tell me one thing that
Yes.
in nowadays we can see very clearly that everyone fighting for job and struggling for job very
Yes.
hard. So, what do you think that government job is good or private job is good?
Amrita, I think so. A private job is better than government job
Okay.
because private job anyone can easily get a job and they can manage their things without so much highly qualification and highly experience. They can easily get, and in private and government sector there are so much competition. So I think private is easy and affordable job for each and everyone.
So, do you ever think that it is kind of shortcut, like we can get very easily, and after that we struggle, but they give you very good facility and accommodation and good amount of salary as well.
I think if you go about the accommodation and salaries and their position, and I think so that private jobs also have that kind of salaries, and they are also offering for their employees. If you watch about the sales, like sales officer, sales manager, they are also achieving 60,000, 70,000 per month. So I think salary is not matters, because in ancient time we can see like that they provides pension in government job, but nowadays it's totally went. So I think so private a private job is really better for better more than government job.
So as you gave example of salesman,
Yeah, sales
so
manager.
in
Anyone can
private
sales.
job,
Yeah.
like there are so many person who are struggling and giving interview for private job, right?
Definitely.
So they, like the boss have so much options. If
Yes.
you are not working as per the boss like expectation, so
Yes.
they can hire anyone, another one. So it is kind of, like in government job they provide you like you, if you have government job,
Yes.
you can relieve all over your life.
I think it's a myth in people's mind that if you get a government job, then everything is settled. But I think so. Government job is okay, but the competition level is government job is very high, and there is a very important thing which we called reservation. Okay, so in the private sector there is no any kind of this thing, and everyone want the perfect person. Government job, government also want a perfect person, and private also want a perfect person. So it depends to the person that he is capable or not. And
So as you mentioned,
yeah.
that reservation kind of thing.
Yes, so in
but
private there is nothing like that.
no, there is, like there is so much restrictions, like let me explain you
Yeah,
that
sure.
in nowadays we can see clearly that in our society any kind of private job, if you are going for the small interview, like receptionist
Yeah.
interview, salesman interview, they are demanding for English. But
Yes.
what about those person who belongs from village, and they don't have any idea about English language?
I think English is not mandatory to do work anywhere and anytime. And if you talk about the villagers also have the opportunities like that. If you go any factory, and factory is private, right? So in the factories, if they are they are illiterate, if they are not well educated, so much educated, they can work there. Okay.
Do you
So-
think do you don't you think that it is kind of labor, like they are working
Because,
whole day
they
and whole
can't,
night, but they didn't get that kind of salary as much they
I know
deserve?
they can't get that much of salary, but they can't get government job as well. So if they are illiterate, so do you agree that government is about to give them a job?
Like there are so
Government
many
not
job,
provide,
there
no?
are so many job, like if we consider army and police, there are very, very basic
So-
competition and very basic syllabus to crack,
Definitely.
who everyone crack very easily.
So did you ever watch the vacancies, how much vacancies came and how many persons applied for the vacancies? If
likewise
if
in-
government provide only 5,000 vacancies, and there 50,000 plus persons will apply for that job.
So likewise in
So-
private job as well, like you are going for interview,
Yes.
and we suppose that you will get select, But if you are not that much able to do work as your boss expectation, they
Yes.
can only like in minute they can fire you. So there are competition in private job as well.
Competition is everywhere, and if you talk about that, that if I am not comfortable in data entry, okay, and if I have a good vocal and if I have a good communication, then my boss can place me as a sales team, in a sales, as a sales member in a sales team. So there are option and opportunities. If I am perfect in data entry and any kind of computer operator post of, if I'm eligible for computer operator post, if I'm not perfect in sales and in insurance, in mechanical work, so they can post me for any.
Sorry to interrupt you, but let me tell you one thing very
Yeah.
clearly, that in private job no one think about like no one think that much about you, but in government job they think like for example, I would like to tell that my father is in
Yes,
government job,
definitely, yeah.
and they got sick for 3 months,
Yeah.
and they are still in his job. But what if they are if they were in private job? I don't think so that they will give them another chance.
First of all, we are talking about a job. Private job and government job. Job is means join others' business. We are indirectly growing others' business. Fine. And if you are doing a private, if you are a government employee, then you have no opportunity to do something else. Okay. And if you are a private employee, then you can do something like if you want to grow a side business, if you want to start a side hustle, then you have to you have time. If you are not satisfied with your job and if you get a good opportunity more than your last job, then you can switch and you can take that opportunity. Okay. But in the government job, it is not very easy to switch and accept.
Like as you mentioned that the job is all about doing something for organization. So
Definitely.
government job is all about our India. Why we don't do that kind of thing, that
Everyone,
we do something for our country.
Everyone cannot easily get a government job, but private job anyone can.
It is all about
any
ability.
if any woman can do a private job, any girl, any lady, or any after like in government job there is a condition like after
If you-
30
no,
you can't
I
apply.
totally
You can't
disagree
apply
with you
after
that-
60 you have what do you call that, you will get retirement, and after 60 what you will do. But in private, if you are eligible, if you have abilities, then you can do according to your strategy. If you are doing good, if you have a good experience in your
I
field,
totally
then you can
disagree
do.
with you. If you are willing to do something
Yes.
in your life, you can do anything in your life. Like as you mentioned that after 60 what will you do in your life, right?
Yes.
In government job.
Yes.
Like government provide you that much good amount of salary that you can save for your future, and after your 60 you can start
so
any
how,
business.
So how is your highly salary you can get from the government? Highly salary amount you can get from the government job, tell me.
It depends to the position and level. There are so
Which
many
one?
kind of position and level. If we take example of
Yes.
IS officer and like
What is the salary of
officer rank.
IS officer?
I think it is
1 lakh.
1.5 lakh and 2 lakh
Okay.
something.
Okay. If you are in private, then except your salary you can achieve your incentive. Okay. So if you are good in your work, then you can achieve your incentive more than your salary.
So do you like to
10 in 2 करके.
do you
Yeah.
like to work with another person or for your country? Like it is kind of your contribution. So I think that I will work for my country.
You are definite. I'm definitely agreed with your. I am agreed with your point, but not 100%, because in government job they don't have that level of professionalism which private
Excuse me,
persons
we
have.
are
Yeah.
living in
If
we-
you
we
if,
are
if
living
you
in-
are on IPS, IAS, on that office, on that level of officers, so they can. So at that time you can. You will survive in that professionalism. Okay, but most of the time not. Like a clerk and babu and post master,
Like
they
it
all
is-
are
no.
government employees, and they don't have that kind of professionalism. But in private, from the tip to top, you will totally be professional
If
and be
you want,
experienced.
if you want to be professional, you can be professional from anywhere. Like if you are clerk or babu, as you
No,
take
it's
example.
depend on environment, Amrita. Environment speaks a lot.
Like taking your point forward, it's all depend to environment, right? So if in
Yes.
village there are so many person who are doing like private job, so how can you say that they are very proficient, professional in their life, tip to top?
If you go any school, then you will see that how the teachers talk to their students.
I see in private school as well, if there are so many teachers
and
who talk.
and you know very well, private schools and government school means private is have some standard. Yeah, they are really hired so much fees to their student, but they are providing something
So
else.
adopting westernization, you according to you, it is
Yeah.
like standard and level.
Yes.
And being Indian and follow our Indian culture, it is not.
Professionalism doesn't mean we are avoiding their our culture. Professional is different. If we have to talk a highly profile person, then we have to be a professional. Are you agreed with my point?
Like
So that
no
if
no,
we-
as you mentioned Spurti, that we can see clearly in government school and private school as well, but I haven't seen ever that they are in private school the student properly greet in Indian manner to their teacher. I have seen in government school only. So this is etiquette and manner we learn from government school, and we follow our Indian culture.
I think private schools and okay, if you are talking about the government school, then why most of the government employees send their children in the private school? Why they not send their children in the government school?
It is like the like
Because
see,
they also know na. Because they also want to make their children proficient or perfect
it is
and
all
well mannered.
depend to
That's
the
why they
person
send their
like
children
person
in.
perception. It is all depend to their perspective. We can't say anything, but here we are discussing about government job and private job.
Yes.
Everyone want in their life something rigid and something fixed.
Yes.
Do you agree with me? So yeah, obviously government job gives us permanent what we can say that job security. Yeah.
Right.
And I think private is also better. If you are a private employee, then you can start your side business. If you heard about Dhirubhai Ambani, he was a private employee on a petrol pump, and after that he create his
We
own
the people are sitting
empire.
here, I'm sorry guys, right? We the people are
Yes.
sitting here. We have some question to you guys. Like you're talking. Nowadays we can see inflation in this country, right? Everything's quite expensive. So doing private job we are going to afford, or by doing government job we can afford?
I think if we go on the salary criteria, and it is almost same according to me. And I think private is if you are achieving more salary in private job, then you can easily afford.
As you mentioned that I take both like in same page.
Yeah.
In government job, in private job, but I have seen in government job, if there are like D level of category, they earn their starting salary is 35,000, and in private job there are no like they are going down and down. They provide you 4,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees.
And how
So
can we afford
how
this?
can we afford in this
Inflation.
obviously.
Inflation, yes.
It's depend on the candidates, because the current time candidates make a ratio that if I am a investor and I make my own company. Okay, so I decide that that the receptionist salary is 10,000. Okay, so when I take interview from the receptionist, and there are two girls, and one will agree with the 8,000, and one will say that I am not agreed with 10,000. So ratio is down day by day because of the candidates. So that is the reason. So we are not we can't say like that the private person can't afford. I saw many person they are doing private job and they are also managing their all
But
the things
what
very
about
well.
the power, identification, value in our society?
Did
We can
you
only
heard
get
the
from
HR
government
post?
job. If you like we all are belong from village,
Yes.
come from village, and like live in society where if someone clear their UPSC exam, CA exam, any exam of government, all society are starting giving example of that
Ma'am,
person.
what
it,
about
it is
those person
increasing
who
value
are,
of your.
what about those person who are not very much qualified and who belong from a very poor family?
There are there are very basic criteria. There are so many government job. Their basic criteria is 10 plus
Ma'am,
2.
ma'am, sorry for interruption. And their competition level is very high.
In
And
private
competition
job,
level, merit, and reservation. Because I
like,
watch many candidates.
we live in India, and
Yes.
India is the one of the most populated countries. So we
Okay.
cannot give excuse about competition, strength and all. We
Because
have to fight if we have
It happens
eligibility.
only in India. That's why.
Right, he has questions, right?
Yes.
How can we get a government job in this huge competition?
Like competition is everywhere. In private job, competition
But something
also.
like something is better than nothing. We can get any job
In
sector,
private
right?
job, we can see clearly that if you are lacking a small point only, they can reject you and they can hire another person for job.
But nowadays we are not getting vacancies nowadays like railway.
Last
vacancy.
5 years,
Super
government
vacancy.
government
SSC,
not
no vacancy.
posted any
And
vacancies
already,
in the teaching
government is
sector.
privatizing everything, right?
Yes.
It means the government believes in the private sector.
Railway is also about to be a
Our
private.
Chaudhary Charan Singh Airport has been privatized. It means the government believes in the private sector,
Yes.
right? What will you say? Come on.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you
It's
have
your
any
time
points,
to
ma'am? What will you
speak.
say exactly?
Because
I d-
private is really important more than government sector.
Right.
That's why government also believe in private. That's why government is doing many sectors in the private sector according to the private sectors.
Pradeep ma'am, I want to ask you that, like you're saying, the private sector is better than government sector, but the reputation that we can get, the position that we can get, the power we can get by the government sector, can we get in the private sector?
If you talk about the power, then yes, why not?
Like
Wow.
in our society, if you are doing a call center job, what is your status and what is your what people think about you?
Even the-
And if
I
you are
don't,
peon in a government job,
Hmm.
people started
Listen.
Means socially recognized. They are socially recognized.
They
and
value.
even there are many boys, they are not able to get married because they are not.
they have not government job.
Absolutely.
So it's depend on the mentality. If you are a
No,
software engineer, if
we-
you are
we
achieving,
actually
if
belong
you
to
are
the society.
achieving, if
we belong to the society, we have to have that.
We
Sir,
mentality.
cannot live in
definitely,
this
if you are
country individual.
if you are software engineer, if you are achieving according to the month 1.5 lakh
Mhm.
per month, then everyone easily married.
But there is
in
no any
private,
guarantee.
yeah.
People
In
want
this-
guarantee.
In this huge populated country, do you think that everybody is making 1 lakh rupees per month?
So many persons are
How much
making.
are you making?
I am right now I am unemployed, so I can't
So
say like
right there,
that.
the people are unemployed.
So I am preparing
Because
for
of-
something. I am preparing for something, but
What?
in private,
Okay.
not for government. So that's why.
That's fine. Okay, fine.
Yes.
What about if it is being privatized? What about army soldiers? They are securing you. They are actually protecting you. What about police? What about these I can say freedom fighters?
Sir, that is the thing, na. And people don't want to go on the government side.
So if you promote privatization, the people will become hopeless and they will go in private sector. Who will serve our country?
Sir, I accept your point, but I am also saying the same thing, na. Why people's not going for the government sectors like defense and to be a black commando and to be a army soldier and for NDA and anything like that, because they don't have that much of capacity, that much of potential and financial that kind of level that by that they can they can easily prepare for the exams, because NDA also is scoring high.
If everyone say like you, who can protect and secure our country? Like Indian army is only one who can protect us from our enemies and all. So if everyone started thinking like you.
I am talking about only private section, not about the society. It's depend on the mentality of society.
As you mentioned
So
that
if they agreed that the government sector is better, so why they are not going? Why they are coming in the private sector?
like you are saying that private job is good, private
Yes.
job gives you a lot facilities and all. So what about them? Like they are the only one who gives us security and privacy,
Yes.
right? So if everyone wants to go in only private
Private
jobs, so who will go for Indian army and for other?
In single society, people come in the private section and pupils come for the government section. It's depend on the peoples. So and the society's mindset. We can't change anyone's mindset.